I do this every year. I bought FIFA again. Every year I say I'm not going to do it. I say I'm not going to buy it. And once again, I've fallen into the trap of being a football fan who also plays video games. If you know what I'm talking about, it's new FIFA, or now called FC 25, has come out. So my favorite thing to do is career mode. I do like Ultimate Team. None of my other friends really play FIFA, so I can't really do pro clubs. So with this series, I'm going to do a career mode. I'm not just going to do a normal career mode. I'm going to start from League 2, the bottom of the EFL, the bottom of professional football. And the goal of the series is to get ourselves promoted once, twice, 3 times and make it to the Premier League. It'll either be that or I'll be pulling my hair out because nothing gets under my skin like FIFA does. So that means we needed to pick a team. Now there's 24 teams in League 2. And so to help me decide which one I wanted to pick, I made some criteria. The first thing I thought of was if this team is going to make it to the Premier League and hopefully be successful. If it's got Town in the name, in my head, I can't imagine it as a big team, if that makes sense. So first thing I did was I went through League 2 and any team which had Town in the name, I just crossed off the list. Other thing I was looking for was the size of the town it was located in, or the city it was located in. I want to make sure it's realistic that we're growing into a big market. After I'd done sort of both of that, I was left with 4 teams. So the 4 teams I was left with was Walsall, Notts County, AFC Wimbledon and Bradford City. As you can see, Walsall is surrounded by West Brom, Aston Villa, Birmingham City and Wolves. So that's 4 well-known big teams around Walsall. So I crossed Walsall off the list. Notts County is the second one then, and that would have been a good shout. However, if you look, Nottingham Forest is literally just over the river, and for the town the size of Nottingham, having one big well-known team in Nottingham Forest seemed like enough. So I sort of half put that to the side. Now looking at Wimbledon, although Wimbledon's got an interesting history, which would be a big benefit, just the fact that it's in London. I know London's like probably the biggest football market in terms of a city in the world. What, Spurs, Arsenal, West Ham, Chelsea, Fulham, Brentford, Millwall, Crystal Palace, fucking Leyton Orient, I think, plays in London. So you got like about 10 teams, call it, in London, which are already taking up fans. So to throw Wimbledon in there as well, just didn't seem that realistic. And so we came to Bradford then. And now a little side note is I am a Leeds fan, and Bradford and Leeds are very close to each other. Looking at it on a map, Leeds and Bradford, there's not too much size-wise difference. So I settled on Bradford. And now to add some extra emotion into things. Now, if you know anything about the north of England and you know anything about Bradford, it's not currently the nicest place in the world. So to add some extra meaning and some extra emphasis to my career mode, hypothetically, we are going to use the football club to regenerate and get some life into the city. So now you've got to be emotionally invested in my career mode, all right? So I got you hooked. So let's get into this. Let's start our path to the Premier League from League 2 with Bradford City.
A warm welcome to you all. Without further delay, we are pleased to introduce your new manager.
And there we are, we're in. Welcome, welcome. This is our guy. He's supposed to look like me. Although it's very hard to make him look like me. There is so many different things you can change and sculpt, and I got a little bored. So this is our guy, alright? And this is it. This is the career mode starting day 1, Monday, July 1st, 2023. Nope, 2024 it will be. Forgot what year it is. And when I start a career mode, I like to clean house. I like to get everything sorted and just wipe the slate clean, alright? I've turned up Monday morning, and first thing I do is I'm going to have a clear out of some dead weight, you know? So we're going to have a look at our emails. Just going to delete all of these. Don't need any of that shit, right? No emails, no player chats, that's all done. So our starting budget is 1.2 million, all right? With it being only 1.2 million, my idea is what I'm going to try and go for is I'm not going to buy players, all right? I'm going to focus my money and save my money up for youth academy scouts. And for the first team, I'm gonna get free agents. I think that's what I'm cooking up. If I want this club to be the best it could possibly be, I need everyone to be the best they possibly can. So I'm going to fire the 3 scouts, all because they do not have the full 10 stars. And we're only, this is what I mean. We're clearing out. I don't want any riffraff. I just want purely the best. And probably I'm not going to be able to afford that in this transfer window. So my idea is I'm going to sell members of the first team, bring in free agents, and then use that money from selling the first team into buying the best scouts. But first is going to be getting the best youth scout I possibly can. So Thomas Knudsen, I'm going to fire you. Lee Young and Joel Bradshaw are on their way back home. And for the meantime, we're going to clear off, because it just has all of these players that I don't need. So we're going to clear all them out. Lee Young, you got any? No, he's got none. While we're here, we're going to go instructions. Just get rid of all these instructions. This is what I mean, guys. I like to just clear everything out so I can see what I got, So, in terms of the global transfer, just waiting on these 2 guys to come back, and I will give them the boot when they walk in the door. Let's move over to Academy. And again, look at this. So look at my youth scout, right? I have Patrick Savage, who has 1-star judgment and 1-star experience. I'm not going to get anything from that. I need my youth scouts to be the very best they can be. So this guy is getting a sack as well. It costed me £8,000 to fire him. No, I don't think I got enough. Yeah, 1.2. So there you go. You see, why has it got to be the hardest name to pronounce? Nestor Berezovsky. You see what I mean? Is the full 10 stars. And that's going to cost us 3.4. We've only got 1.2 at the moment. So we're going to have to make some player sales in order to save up for a youth scout, alright? Same with this youth squad. Why do they all look like women? I don't know. Is it just me, or do they all look like... They're all women, aren't they? But they've got male names. Oh, I don't know, mate. Is that a Connor? Are you a Connor? Oh, I don't know. Either way, but basically, in career mode as well, they give you usually one freebie, and you see this Jay Charlton, overall 59, potential 71, 94. So that means that when they grow up, obviously they're going to be within 71 and 94 rating. But I don't want these. I don't want the players that shit guy has found. So these are all gone. And yeah, I know it might be a waste, but I just hold on to them. No, guys, no, I don't want them, alright? And I'm going to release these kids back into the wild. We don't have enough players, obviously, now for a youth tournament. So no youth squad, no youth scouts, no development plans, nothing. So our academy is fully cleared out. Oh, I didn't think about this. As I've fired people, obviously I'm paying them wages. So as you can see, I've now freed up 1.1 million in wages. And now our budget has gone all the way up to 2.3 million. Okay, well, if that's the fact, let me head over to the squad and we'll start having a look at our squad, shall we? Alright, so these are the guys. So I'm pretty sure Bradford finished 9th in League 2 last season. I don't know where everyone finished. I just Googled it. So this squad obviously isn't good enough to win the league. It should be, but it's just not. We're not firing. In order to see what we're working with. So anyone who's currently out on loan, as in this guy, Sam Stubbs, is going to be coming back, which I'm pretty sure I have to pay for. Yeah, 120k. So Mr. Stubbs has come back. And then I'm going to go through... Okay, so yeah, so Ollie Sanderson is on loan, but I just want only my players in the door, if that makes sense. Nothing against the loan system. When I get my youth players, I'm going to kick them out on loan as well. But I don't want other people in my team. Okay, we seem to have a few players on loan, which is good. I like a nice small squad. Spending a decent bit of cash on getting rid of them all. And how much is that going to take us down? All right, 23, which is good. You know, I'd usually like about 22, you know, a starting 11 and a backup 11, and then having a few youth players just bobbing around. Let's go back and see how that's affected our budget, shall we? Alright, there you go, look at that. So, this is all the transactions we've done. So this is everyone we've removed, cleaning house. And there you go, our budget has now ballooned up to 3.8 million because I've saved 3.3 million in wages. Alright, well that means we can afford our youth scout. So we're going to go back onto the youth scout. We'll go on the left. Alright, okay, so there we go. So the money we've saved now from the wages of all those guys who are in on loan and those couple scouts, and then we've got some more scouts to fire as well, so we'll get rid of their wages. So our budget has now gone up to 3.8 million, which means we're going to spend 3.4 of that on buying Nestor Berezovsky, because as you can see, he's got 5 out of 5 experience and 5 out of 5 judgment. So he'll be able to, as it says at the top, he'll be able to find a larger quantity of players and he'll be able to fire higher quality. So then we can just buy him, plug him in, and then we don't have to think about it again, right? I just know that he's as good as he can be. Here he is, he's in. We've got our first purchase as the new manager. Now we need to send him somewhere. So for the time being, I'm just gonna send him to England. 3 months for now because I need to see what the wages of these free transfers are going to be. So we'll start, I guess, we'll start with the goalkeeper then. And then we'll do defenders / midfielders and then attackers / midfielders, something like that. I'll work it out later. Alright, done. You can choose 2 roles. Well, yeah, there's only 2 options, so have a look for both of those. Alright, let's send our man on his way. Let's go. Find me some keepers. And then hopefully get some young guys in. And then when we can, we will promote them to the main team and then get them out on loan. And then by that time, they should be coming back as I'm getting promoted. You with me? You following me so far? Good.